This week, let's welcome someone new to the LEGO block. And you may have seen this person chatting in the live streams or leaving comments on videos. But now, Amberlia Builds is doing her own live streams on YouTube. So let's spread that LEGO love and give Amberlia a warm welcome. This was not a paid advertisement for the Cali Brick Clique, but Amberlia is from the West Coast.
I told Martin, I'm like, hey, dude, he's like, I'm tired. I'm like, you know what?
We went running. Yeah, I wasn't gonna make that for whatever time you said. We went running Saturday.
Yeah? All right, so in 5, 4, 3. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 78 of Cali Brick Clique. And remember, before we get into the introductions, you can find this episode and all previous episodes anywhere you find your podcast: Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, and of course YouTube. And like always, we have Claire the Plastic Architect.
Hello.
We got Ninja.
Whoop whoop.
And we got someone from a different part of the collecting world, but kind of not so much recently. Jeansversion or Jean.
Jean.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How's it going? I'm on coffee. Sorry.
It's okay. Aren't we all?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Let's see. Brick World Chicago just happened, and Jean joined us there. Surprisingly.
Wait.
Before
Right?
they came on the podcast. Well, at least Shy and I got to, which was nice.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah.
So before we do all that, I'm interested because you said someone from the other collecting side. What might this be?
Am I answering that?
Yeah. That's all you.
Oh, that's for you, Jean. Yeah.
That's all you.
Yeah, I collect Funko Pops, and that's kind of how I
Ah.
got into the Instagram community. And there's like Funko Pops in these baseball bat display cases behind me and up there.
Oh, the best way to display Funko Pops, I say.
Yeah, they're actually like all over here too. But yeah,
Shout
I'm
out.
surrounded by them and back there.
Okay, fresh. Just for
Yeah.
people that didn't know. Okay, nice.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I discovered Jean through Thomas or Minimal Bricks. Like she was on one of his things on Monday. So
Minimal
on
Mondays,
Mondays, I'm like hardcore replay gang. So I play like everybody's stuff while I'm actually in my office. So like she brought up some good stuff that have some similarities between that community and Lego. So I thought it would be a great idea to kind of have her on here to kind of discuss those similarities and differences. And also because she is now part of the Lego community, as
Hey.
we've noticed. And she's
Yeah.
also a friend of Emily. So that's also like another the circle's not as big as we thought. But before we get into her, Claire, Jean, have you guys settled in yet from Brick World?
Well, I mean, Sans isn't even back yet, so he's like off in Ohio, unfortunately, for some family stuff. So we don't feel super settled. But like the one thing he asked me was to like not to like put away all the like Lego and swag and everything that we got. So I'm not gonna feel settled until we unpack that stuff.
Right.
So I'm like putting that in a separate container. And then the cat trashed the house and the vacuum stopped working this morning. So I quite literally like started having anxiety. And after we filmed this, I'm going to my dad's house to pick up another vacuum cleaner. These are serious problems that I'm having. Yeah, everything's fine over here.
So not at all settled in. Got it.
No, the cat. I'll go get him. He's like being a big baby. He won't stop crying.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I got like my luggage unpacked, but as far as everything I got and swag and that, it's just all sitting on this table right now,
Ready to be sorted.
ready to be, something.
it's something nice. Yeah.
Well, my office is destroyed. I have like stuff that I was working on prior and all the stuff that not only that I brought back with me from the 2 conventions, but like stuff that was waiting for me. Like
Oh, the packages.
all the stuff from Bricklink and some other things.
Oh yeah,
and the-
I didn't go pick that up. That's like staying downstairs in the package room until like.
You have a pack? Oh, yes, right. Never
It's
mind.
great. Yeah, it's
No,
yeah.
never mind.
It's like if people ever like Tech was getting stuff shipped to Lauren, who like has like a house like before going to Brick World, and I was like, "What are you doing? I have like." A doormat. I like live in a condo building. So it's like, that is the best part about living in a condo is like packages. You never have to worry about them getting stolen from your front porch. Or is that like only a problem that we have here? And
Is that a California thing?
No, it's happened here. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things that was really like itching and bothering me was that my landscape for my house was like a mess. Because we're also in water restrictions, so my grass died.
Oh,
So not necessarily, but there's a lot of huge brown patches everywhere, and like not only that, it was really overgrown. And like when you have an unkept lawn, like people who walk their dogs like are more inclined to just leave their stuff there because it looks
nice
like you're just
little
not caring.
appearance.
So I
No.
had so much I had to clean up myself. So like
Oh,
I
that's
was like,
great.
oh, I need to do this, and I didn't feel like doing it yesterday. So like today, like right before this, I'm like, I need to do this. It's
Dang.
pretty bad. But even though
Dying
even though
grass.
it's nice and clean and tidied up now, it's just brown because LA is in a water restriction mode. Like I can only water my grass twice a week for like 10 minutes, and that's not gonna do anything. So
Ross is triggered right now. Sorry,
yeah.
Ross.
hey Ross, hey, sorry man, you win. My grass is done
Have
until
you
our
thought
water.
about like it's expensive, but it's worth. But over the long term, it's less money. Have you thought about like landscaping it for xeriscaping, like so that it's
Actually,
local thing?
recently I have. Like before, I used to be that guy in the neighborhood that loved to like dominate everybody with how well their grass is kept and
Yeah.
how green it is. And then now I'm just like, as the years have progressed since I've owned this house, I've been like, can we just hire someone to do this at this point?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not
No,
talking
but,
about like
but not only
paper.
that, but now it's
get
like
rid of the
I don't want
grass.
grass anymore. Like now I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want grass. Like
yeah.
it's really expensive to upkeep my tools that I used to do because I have like 10 different things that I do to everything. But not only that, like water is expensive, especially now that there's restrictions. So if you go over a certain point, they like destroy you with fees. And then like my solar panels aren't covering all of it anymore. So like it's like, okay, maybe while there's still rebates and like kind of programs left to grab, I'm considering just getting rid of the grass as a whole.
It's also like kind of, if you think about it, you're like, I'm gonna live in the desert and I'm gonna have grass and it's gonna be green like it is in Ohio. It's like kind of like if you think about it that way, it's just like I don't know if that makes it. Also, like you can do some stuff that's significantly more beautiful and being environmentally conscious while having like succulents and stones and
Yeah.
Can't
pathways.
do that so much because I have kids who want to play in it.
Ooh, yeah.
That's I would love to have like a really beautiful, like, crazy stuff going on in front of my house, but it kills the ability for my children to play in the grass. So the closest thing I have to do is just fake grass.
I just
which
feel like
over time-
succulents are hard to upkeep. They're supposed to be low maintenance, and I was like, I've killed every succulent I've ever owned.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, yeah, they're not so easy as people say they are. But you know what lasts forever? The Lego versions.
They
Sheesh.
do. They're pretty cute. I've been wanting to get those.
That was smooth.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get all of them now, and I think I'm just down to. I just need another bonsai tree because I want to be that guy. I mean, I'm already that guy in the office space where like my office is filled with Lego, but like I just want to fill it with like Lego plants.
Yeah,
Repeatedly. Like I'll buy a bunch of the same things to put it everywhere.
I
And
love
like,
that.
mhm.
So when you say all of them, do you only count like the bouquet, or do you count the roses and?
Oh yeah, right. I'm not
like-
kind of single stuff like the
Oh,
the
okay.
sunflowers and the rose that you got inside. I
So
guess
like
I could
the-
do that too. But yeah, for the most part, it's just the sets that I have there. But I do
Okay.
want to get the Titanic just because my desk goes up and down.
Oh yeah.
And like as you're walking by my cubicle, I kind of want to be like, or go down with the
Or make it
Titanic
sink.
as it goes
Oh,
down.
sheesh.
It'll be funny. So my desk is big enough to hold it. So we'll see. But enough about my office. Like, how was Brickworld, you guys? I know you guys are both in it. We
Yeah,
had
how
Lego
was
Con. That was something a lot better than last year. I told you, Claire.
Yeah, I
You
think
did do it for us.
I was really surprised by that. So Jean, did you watch LegoCon at all?
I didn't really watch it, but I saw the announcements being posted by everyone.
Okay. So last year, just to give you a little bit of context, because and let me know if you already know this, but last year, LegoCon, they basically said that it was, they asked like a bunch of like a few Lego Masters and some AFOLs to be part of it. But they were very clear with the fact that it was geared towards kids that were about to enter their dark ages. So it's like middle school to high school age. And it was to essentially hopefully prevent them from getting into that dark age. And if you don't know, dark age is like when you play with Lego as a child, and then there's like a time when, you either discover your romantic interests or like other hobbies, or you're trying to get into college or whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like stop doing that, or, the social pressure of like playing with kids'
Toys are for kids.
Yeah, I do feel like that's a lot of people's story when I ask them about Lego. It's like,
Yeah.
when I was 10 and then again when I was 20.
Exactly. Yeah, right. So that's like called the dark age, right? And so Lego was like, we're gonna get them and we're gonna keep them buying. And then it didn't really work. And the thing is, like, a bunch of AFOLs were watching and they're like, this is such crap, this is so cringy. And it's like, you would be like, well, yeah, it's for like 12-year-olds, like, why do you care? And then like, but there were like no releases or whatever, but they did kind of make it seem like there would be like releases and announcements, but like everything had already leaked. So like the AFOL community was like, yeah, we've seen this already. This year was like quite the opposite. It was very like apparent that they had listened to responses. Like, even there was like a designer that had tagged Ryan being like, hopefully M&R Tweets doesn't like, rip me a new one or something a little bit more delicate, and those like, and so, which was like really cool to see. And then and they had really buckled down on the leaks. And so most of the stuff like did not get leaked. So it was like a lot of like emotional, like, oh my God, it's so exciting. And then it was less cringy, and there was like some good jokes that were in there, and it was great. It's still really long. It's still this like whole thing that, it's still family friendly. So it's like still a little cringy, but like, it was very cool to see that they had like listened.
Yeah.
And it was obvious, like a ton of work had been put into it and a ton of money had been put into it,
Yes.
Which was really interesting. But anyway, and then obviously you've seen the sets, and I assume you're excited about the Star Wars ones.
I'm very excited about the Star Wars stuff. Yeah.
Is that a good recap, Shy? Is that a good recap?
No, that was perfect. I mean, any three of the sets are you getting day one?
That Galaxy Explorer.
Yeah, like
I might.
The castle and the sanctum.
So
definitely day one.
So the castle's 3 days after the other two.
The sanctum feels like a mod. What?
The sanctum's August 1st, though, right? I'm just trying to get that in my head.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't checked it out, but like, I'm excited.
Either way, I already pre-ordered the two spaceships, because you can make all three of them off.
Is that confirmed?
That's two
confirmed. Yeah,
spaceships?
Jay's like, he put it up. There's 3 different sets you can make. Get at least 2 of them, because you can make the other ones. So
you're talking about the Galaxy Explorer, right?
Yeah. You can make 3 of the sets that were OG using one of the sets. So I mean, you can't make all 3 at once, but if you get 2 of them, you can make maybe 3 if you get some extra parts. But for sure, getting that, the castle is like, I don't have any room for that, but I'm getting 2 of them. So like,
I love how it's closed off. It's awesome.
You need to start planning now for the castle, Shy.
Yes. There is a goat. Everybody was saying, like, we want a goat. There is a baby goat in that thing. Did anybody not see that?
I thought it was a lamb.
Is it a lamb?
I thought it was a lamb.
It looks like a baby goat to me.
It's funny hearing y'all like talk about this, because like I said, I didn't watch the LegoCon and I was only keeping an eye on like the Star Wars stuff. But I remember being around the chatter, like approaching crowds, and they were talking about all these things. Like, was that a goat? And new types of pieces. Like, we're going to be able to do an arch like in this shape. And
yes,
right.
It's a new arch piece. So like, what is that like for you to like, not to take away from LegoCon, we can like definitely go back to it, but like, I'm just curious, like when you hear a bunch of like adults like yelling about goats, plastic goats, like what is
this an acronym for something? What is
like, but what's funny is I want to get into it because like Sans and I always like kind of make fun of Funko collecting, not make fun of, but we like hate it because there's so many, and I don't say hate, I use hate lightly, because there's so many chase things. It's like there's like the Michaels in Austin only Funko release.
Exclusives, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true.
And it makes us like crazy. So, and we're completionists like to the core. So it's like we can't emotionally handle Funko Pops. Anyway, keep going. So like tell me about your goat perception.
I mean, look, a little Vader mini. It's similar. It's like when they dropped like a new set of Ninja Turtles after the only Ninja Turtles that existed were like from 2013 or 2014 or something like that. And it was like, oh my God, turtles. And all you're hearing is whispers and groups of like turtles. And it's like, what turtles are you talking about? It's like the Ninja Turtles. But it's not that weird to me, just because I think it's all like just a facet of collecting. So it was more just like, oh, I want to be excited about goats.
Yes.
I think the goats were from like one of the newer castle themes, and when I say newer, I mean like 90s newer, right? Wasn't it like when was the last goat release?
2012 or 13.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
I think during the
Like-
fantasy line, I don't remember when exactly.
Like a dry spell of goats, like Settlers of Catan, when like the resources start running out.
Yeah,
It absolutely feels as such.
Yeah.
Yes, it's exactly that, and it's really funny because everyone gets aggressive. And like Bricklink is basically Catan for Lego. You know, you're just like people are just hoarding X, Y, and Z. That's really funny. Oh man. Is there an aftermarket for Funko Pops other than eBay? Like, or is there like a platform for buying and selling it? Like, where is there like a Bricklink for Funko?
Yeah, so I've heard. I haven't really dove into Bricklink. Yeah,
Even?
English is my second language, so just by
Yeah.
I haven't really dove into Bricklink yet, but there's something similar. I guess it's not as big as Bricklink. It's called PPG, the Pop Price Guide. And
Mhm.
actually, recently they got bought out, so they're Hobby DB, and I don't even know what DB stands for. But yeah, that's a guide that you like sources from eBay sold listings and shows you the value. And there is a marketplace aspect to it, but I wouldn't say that's where people all go to. People mostly go to eBay and Mercari. Those are like the biggest ones. And then
Right.
as of late, like I would say in the last 8-9 months, I've seen a lot of Whatnot, like Funko
Yeah.
influencers pushing the Whatnot thing, which I know that you all saw at Brick World. Like they were everywhere,
Mhm.
getting their hand on everything.
they're like slowly grabbing every.
Yeah, and I mean, I have
collection
friends who are just like, oh my god, I got such great deals on Whatnot, like on these Braille stuff, like Braille pieces. So yeah, definitely an aftermarket.
So let's get into you for a second. Can you give us a little bit of background about who you are in this whole social media thing, how you got into what you do now, and then how you got into like this Lego?
Yeah, God, I'll try to TLDR it. I got my first Funko Pop in 2015, and it was a gift, and it was Jean Grey because Phoenix, like Dark Phoenix,
Nice.
is she's my favorite X-Men characters and one of my favorite Marvel characters. And then after that, my husband was like, you need a Cyclops for your Phoenix. So he got me a Cyclops. And then I think I got Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones as a gift. My husband was like, oh, look, I got you a Tyrion Lannister. So she has a little buddy. So from then I was like, well, I'll just get Pops in pairs. And I mean, that's where it escalated very quickly. I have 300 of them now. Like we can just fast forward. But Funko basically does these like photo challenges on Instagram and Twitter that they'll do themes like every other month or something like that. And I was, I've had my personal Instagram for like 10, 11 years or something. And I would be posting them just for the challenges and using the hashtags. And of course, none of my friends, I don't really have that many nerdy friends in real life. They didn't care. And then I was having weirdos coming onto my page from the hashtags. And I was like, well, I don't want you to see my vacation pictures too.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
March 2021, I was like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to make my Instagram account and I'm only going to post like my toys. Because by that point, I was 6 years into collecting and I'm already collecting, like I've been collecting Mondo posters, these posters behind me. I have 20 of them around the house. I've been collecting that for about 8 years also. And lightsabers, like I've been accumulating other things, not just Funko Pops. And I was like, I think I have cool things and I want to post them and see if other people get excited about my pictures. So started off like pretty anonymously. I was just like, I don't know, what's going to happen if I show my face on it. And then the thing that I like about social media accounts, at least these sort of collecting accounts, is when there is a face to the account, it's just more personal. And that, not to shade any of the accounts that don't show their face, like that's totally fine. But that's just how it's how I like to present myself and wanted to. And so I did. And, there's consequences, but it's been a blast for the most part. It's been a blast.
And then what brought you to the Lego side?
Oh my God. So, well, Reddit is where I was on the Funko community, and a lot of us met up 4 years ago, like in a Discord group, and we just chat. And they all were into Lego. They've been into Lego, and they'll be posting like when new sets come out and things like that. And I was always just like, I don't understand why you want to build a blocky version of a thing. Like I just never why would I want to sit down and spend hours to build something when I could be reading a book or binging Netflix? Like I did not get it at all. And then I saw the helmets, like the Star Wars helmets, and I was like, okay. I think it was LJM Lego Luke on Instagram. He like took a picture of like all of them in the street, and I was like, okay, I like how these look. They would look awesome on my shelves, like because like I said, like I like the mixed look of collectibles. So that's when I was like, you know what? I think next year, like this year, I'll dive in, but I'm only gonna buy the helmets.
Never.
Yeah.
It never works like that.
And it actually took me a while to get into it, but in February, I found Thomas Minimal Bricks on Instagram, just like through reels, and like some stuff that he would post about mental health stuff like resonated with me as a collector. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just follow him. Even if I'm not into Lego yet, it's fine. And then he had me on Minimal Bricks, his Monday night stream thing. And then in May, like beginning of May, I bought my Darth Vader helmet, and that was my first set.
Nice.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, a brand of Lego later or something. But
so
it's been
I
fun.
have a quick question.
Yeah.
As like a Funko collector, how do you feel about BrickHeads?
Okay. So actually, even before I got my Darth Vader helmet, I was like, okay, the BrickHeads are cute too. That'd be something that I can add that are like similar sized.
Mm-hmm.
Then I built my first BrickHead, and I was like, I hate building this. So I love.
They have a brain.
They have guts.
Yeah. No, so I like them. I like how they look. I don't like building them. So I'll keep buying them for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You don't
what about
them?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to backtrack a little bit to Christmas. My husband and I like doing advent calendars.
Okay.
So I've always done like the little mini, I know Ninja was showing his little mini Vader. I've always done the mini Funko Pop calendars, like a Harry Potter one or a Star Wars. Yeah, the little minis. I love them. So, but this year, I don't know, I have like all the Lego, like Funko advent calendars. And I was like, they are not making any new molds. And my husband was like, oh, look, I found some Lego ones on Amazon for super cheap. And I was like, sure, whatever. So he got me a Harry Potter one, and then he got himself a Star Wars Mandalorian one. And that was like, yeah, we were building our little Legos every night before bed. And I also, I wasn't into that. But I think it's the same reason that I didn't like the BrickHeads is because the pieces are all tiny pieces.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's it. Because I have a lot of fun building everything else, like the helmets. And
okay, so more like bigger scale sets. Okay.
Yeah, the X-Wing and like R2-D2 has been my most complicated one, and that was a blast.
I mean, even as a Lego fan, when I first seen BrickHeads, I was like, man, those are garbage. And then I seen the Star Wars ones.
Star Wars ones are super cute. I have 4 of them. Yeah, I have a Ahsoka here somewhere. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
I think Lego's mistake with that was just throwing so many out there their first year, and I think they're doing a good job with like not doing that this time around. So there's definitely been a huge interest in them because this is their answer to Funko.
I want more BrickHeads. I'll hate building them, but it's like something that whatever I can just do it in the middle of like a work call or something.
Yeah, that's like quick.
Where I don't have to think about how much I hate them, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just like the finished product. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Look, can I grab my Ahsoka? I could do a size comparison for anybody who here's an Ahsoka and then here's like a Luke.
Yeah, see.
Yeah,
I haven't built mine like that yet.
It's good to see them side by side.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
I have one Funko. I'll go get it while we keep talking.
No, Funkos are cool. Like I like Funkos. Like I have a small collection. I do have like the Office minis from the advent calendar from last year. So I love those. There's so many Funkos that I do actually want, like all the Sons of Anarchy ones, and then anything to do with the military.
Yeah.
Like I see all those.
I have the Sons of Anarchy ones.
You have those?
I used to.
But you sold them. Oh, so you move Funkos too? Okay, that's cool.
Oh God, yeah. I sell. I push out. Yeah, constantly.
Well, if you run into them again, let me know.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know if I find any. Yeah, those are
the Chase ones because those are.
We got you a military one, Shy, right?
Yeah, you got me a Marine one. I love that one.
It looks like you.
He does look like me.
I like Disney.
That's fresh.
That's
right?
cool.
Really cute. You got that last year, right?
Yeah, it's Jungle Cruise. Like I love Disney. I was like, you know what? I'll just get like a big one. No, but
you can do like the people. Have you seen the People Mover ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so there's the People Mover, and they have like a Space Mountain, and there's like a castle one. It's really cool. The Disneyland, like the ride ones, are probably my favorite, but this is like probably my favorite ride in all of Disneyland. So I justified it with that, but like Sans was like,
Yeah.
he's like he knows like the kind of collectors we are, and so it's like
It's
it's
gonna start.
gonna be like go hard, and it's like we're already drowning in Lego. So
Isn't that a 50th anniversary one also?
I think it
I
was.
got a box too.
I don't know.
I know the castle ones were.
Yeah.
I'm not
got
like
the
the
castle,
biggest Disney
the
person,
giant.
so I can be a little ignorant about some Disney stuff.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah, like I'm intentionally not like wanting to learn more about it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
yeah.
Yeah.
Disney's
I'm trying to
dangerous.
close my eyes so hard.
That's how Emily Amasaurus felt about when she was asking me about the Scooby Doo Funkos.
Oh
Like,
man.
Uh-oh.
like, do you really want to know? It's just
Don't-
like
don't
they
tell
don't
her.
make a whole lot, and a lot of them are grail-ish like prices, like not retail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not super grails, but still, it's just like when you know that this thing costs like $8 to $15 retail, and then now it's like $60 each of them, and then there's 12 of them. It adds up.
Yeah.
See? So there's a huge similarity with the aftermarket with both of our fandoms for
Mhm. Oh, I mean, I bought some minifigs at Brick World, some Rebels minifigs because I love Rebels.
How was that?
I mean, yeah, none of them were retail.
It's like one Funko Pop per.
1, 2, 3. I only got 3 of them at Brick World, and then I got a custom Thrawn, and then I was looking at a Kanan at Brick World, but everything was like $20, $25, and I found it on eBay for $15, and I was like, done. So
Right.
I got here today, and I got a Kanan.
Was it wait, that was a custom Kanan?
No, the
Oh, was it
custom was Thrawn.
Oh, so that you got the original Kanan. What color is the hair?
I
Brown
got
or black?
the one where he still has vision.
Okay.
Yeah, it came in the little baggie still. I was like surprised. I
That's
love
brown.
him. He's like my Star Wars crush, and I think my husband looks just like him.
Wait a minute. Does he have like a little ponytail?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It came in that one.
What?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
whoa, I get the actual little baggie too. I don't know if anybody cares like what Kanan actually looks like, but I guess
Yeah.
this is blind Kanan.
Blind Kanan.
God, I'm so bad at this camera. Yeah, see, like I also collect statues and busts and stuff randomly.
Not to side tangent this conversation, but is he coming out in Ahsoka? Is there a cast? Is there someone for that? I know there's someone for Ezra, but I
Have
don't
you
know.
watched Rebels?
Yeah, I watched Rebels.
Oh.
I liked Rebels after the first 2 seasons.
Oh, he died in season 4.
Did he?
Yes, he totally died.
Right before the whale thing?
Yeah. I think it was like an
I'm like-
episode or 2 before that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why. That's why I don't remember it so well.
Yeah, it was the
Did
most
die.
heartbreaking thing. I cry so bad every time. I mean, unless there's a flashback, it'd be amazing if there's
That's
a
what I'm
flashback.
saying. Like, there could be one.
I would
Kanan's
love
a
to
very
see Freddie
beloved
Prinze
character.
Jr. play him because he voices him.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so rewinding back. So
Yeah, sorry, lots of tangents.
no, I'm the one that threw that question out there. No, my bad. So there is like a collecting, like I need to get everything similarity between both Lego and Funko, but
Mhm.
there's also a resale value to that, and you are very comfortable with moving them away from you.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So because a lot of Lego collectors have a problem with selling it, unless they really have to, or if they're already used to doing it. Is there like a hoard mentality throughout like the rest of your fandom in Funkos before selling?
A little bit, but I'd say as I've collected over the years, it's changed more that I'd rather Marie Kondo it and be like, does this bring me joy?
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, I'll do like the first step, like to put it out of view first. Like, okay, well, let me box it up. Because my main thing is that I don't want it to spread over more shelves. Like I have this very limited space and I like how it looks and I want to keep it that way. So if I'm like, okay, well, I want to remove this shelf of Avatar: The Last Airbender pops and put Star Wars things on it. But I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'll box up the Avatar: The Last Airbender pops, put the Star Wars stuff and see if I miss them. And if I miss them, I'll figure something out, Yeah. So I'm constantly selling. Like for me, it's a part of the grind. Like a part of collecting for me is also selling. My husband's like, you're always at the post office. I probably go like 3 days a week. It depends on if I'm posting sales too.
I mean, I think that's pretty healthy though, because
Yeah, no, that's very healthy.
cycling it
Well,
in.
Okay, and that's part of it's just like, well, if you're going to be doing this and you have a spouse, you need their
That part.
approval and kind of support. And that's his thing, is that at first he was a little worried. But as he's seen the way that I collect and my mentality and how it's like, oh, well, this no longer serves me, and it's gone up in value. Like, the thing about Funko is that they're $10 to $15, and some of them go up to $300.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
when you think about price wise, I know about Lego sets that are like, oh, $80, and then it's $300. But technically, it didn't, multiply in value as much as Funko does. So he's definitely more comfortable with the fact after he sees how I collect and that I get rid of stuff, and I've never ever been a completionist. Because I started to in the beginning, and I saw how dangerous it was.
Yes.
Because there will be stuff in the back of the boxes. Be like, collect them all, like all the ones in the wave, and it'll be like 6 of them in a wave, and then like the next box.
That's funny.
But that just got too dangerous. One in the wave will be like $300, and the
Like-
rest of them are like $6. And then you're stuck with a
Mhm.
$6 pop that you don't even care about. But
See-
you got it just because it's in the back of the box. So that's when I started. It was pretty early on when I was like, I'm not going to be that person, because I'd rather have space for the characters I like than just like for the sake of completion.
I think a lot of Lego fans do have at least maybe one pop, maybe because of the crossover fandom with like
Pop culture
genres.
thing, like their thing is that everybody should have a pop, and that's why they make so many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot. But as I was like diving into like this research of this community, like someone just bought, what's the most expensive pop that someone purchased? It was some sort of like
I remember.
golden ticket type of pop for like $100,000.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it, and I completely forgot what it was. Was it from that movie, guy with the eyelashes?
I don't know. I just
Chocolate
saw that
orange.
someone spent $100,000 for a single pop.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know all about overpriced things.
Pokemon cards. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. Like the most I've spent on a pop, I guess you haven't asked me, right? But
mhm.
it's been like $150.
From $15 to $150.
Hold on.
That's a huge-
Was it
Oh.
retired?
What
Yeah.
was it? What was
Yeah,
the
what was
top?
it?
It was James Gunn, the director,
Wow.
and it
Nice.
was a limited 500 pieces.
500?
Yeah, I was like, why did you do that? It was New York Comic Con 2018.
Oh.
Comic-Con.
And it was a Comic Con exclusive, so you could only get it at the con. But they released a few on the Funko website, and I was on the website, and it was gone within seconds. I was like so pissed, and a few weeks later, I was like, whatever. I'll just like, I love James Gunn, I love his movies, so I got him, and then
Is he displayed? You still have it?
Good question.
yeah, I have a Marvel shelf out in the living room. So I have him out there. I have Taika Waititi, who directed Ragnarok, and then I have the brothers who directed Winter Soldier and Infinity War and Endgame. What are
Mhm.
those?
Nice.
What are they called? Why don't I remember their names? Anyway, yeah. So I still have him. But the thing with James Gunn is that after that scandal a few years ago, when he got fired by Disney, literally on eBay, $300, $500. So right now he's one of my most expensive pops, and he's worth
Oh.
like $300 to $400. I don't check values recently unless I'm getting ready to sell.
Mhm.
That's
Do you keep them in the box also?
No.
Oh.
Well, I do. I've taken him out of the box, but right now he's in the box just because of the way the display is.
Okay.
Do you get those like plastic covers or cases that you put
Hard
into these?
stacks. Yeah. So even if a pop is out here, if in the box, like my closet's full of boxes, the box will be in a hard stack if it's worth over $100.
Okay.
Wow.
And then if it's worth like over 30, I have it in a soft stack, just like the soft pop protectors.
See, yeah, that's.
See,
There's a method,
That's-
yeah.
I just think it's interesting because, like, with Lego, there's not really. I don't know. It's different. Like,
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
box
a lot of people don't
collectors.
keep their boxes for one, but there
Yeah,
are a lot
I
of people that do though, because they do intend to resell it. But it does. Is there still like value held with pops like after you take them out and don't have the box?
You're asking a very heated question, kind of.
Ooh, don't worry.
I believe that the value holds because the boxes are not sealed. You don't destroy them. Like, I mean, yeah, you can as you open them, but if I sell it to you, like, you'll have no way knowing if I opened the box or not. Like, if I took care of it, if I dusted it, wiped fingerprints and stuff like that, you're not going to know. So
Mhm.
to me, no, it doesn't reduce the value. Anytime I list things for sale, well, first I sell first on my Instagram stories, and I tell people, hey, do you want to buy my stuff? Everybody knows that I just lay out a box, so they know what they're getting. But if I go to eBay, I have like a copy paste. So I'm like, this has been displayed gently out of box with care. I post pictures of all sizes of box, and I have never ever had anybody pay less than PPG than the value because I had it out of box. So that's my argument. And I've been selling things for $200, $300, $500 for years.
I can't wait to sell your first Lego.
Depends on the person. I mean, there's probably going to be people who look at my listing like, oh, she had it out of box, I'm not going to buy it. But there's always going to be someone who's going to buy it. So
that just want it. Like, I just want this. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
No, yeah. It's like I said, as doing this like little research, like history and what this whole like thing was, I saw a lot of that argument. So it's funny to kind of see the comparisons between the two. But you also recently just met up with online friends, correct?
You mean like online Lego friends?
No, not that. Your pops.
Oh yeah, I went to Scotland and met up with some other Funko Pop. It's funny, like she lives in Denver, but they were going to be in the UK. We were going to be in the UK, and I was like, "Do you want to go road tripping across Scotland?" And so we did it.
Awesome.
That's another similarity. I mean, this is more so like social media platformy than comparison both communities. But like, you didn't hype on the idea that this is something that we probably wouldn't be doing like 20 years ago, like meeting up with people online, and then now it's like a thing, especially post pandemic.
So now it's like, let me go to Brick World by myself. My husband didn't even come.
Exactly.
Hey.
That's a lot of trust we put on each other, based on nothing. So,
true. I mean, I think for the most part, this group of people, we have pretty great judgment.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. No, that's true.
Y'all are lovely. Y'all are absolutely lovely. Ninja, I'm sure you are lovely too.
Ninja's cool, but he's always hiding in the shadows, so you would never know if he was there or not. But how was that trip, by the way?
Oh, incredible! Scotland was beautiful. Elise is just like, it's just amazing when you know somebody on the internet and you care about them, but then you meet them in real life and you really bond, and it's just like, oh my God, I think I love this person. Like, I think they're my friend for life kind of thing. So that was
become best friends.
Literally, yeah. I mean, her and I already had so many similarities in taste, like our taste in nerddoms and fandoms and stuff like that. So then just like meeting in real life was like that.
Yeah, that's one fresh thing about, social media is like you could already click on your nerddom.
Yeah.
And then once you meet in real life, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I dig that.
I can't do that with my actual friends that are not on social media. Like, I can't be nerdy and then them understand anything.
No,
Bro, the set just came out.
No.
So.
None of my friends care one bit. They think they're nerdy because they go see the Marvel movies in theaters every once in a while. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God. I'm like an opening night kind of person. And anytime anybody asks me, like, did you see Multiverse of Madness? And I was like, how could you be asking me that? Like, of course I saw it.
But it's not just like going to see the movies. It's like, listening to commentary about it and like getting excited about like toys and collectibles that are based around it and like finding community within it. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, like not a single one of my friends is nerdy in any way, shape, or form. Like they're like, we're nerdy. We play board games like every once in a while. And it's like
Cards of Humanity. That's what they do. That's their board games.
No, they'll play and stuff like that, which is like, has its level of nerdiness, but they're not like, oh, let's like check out the other forms of Catan or like, there's like
Knights and Castles.
Yeah. We've got what's it called? Cities and Knights, Rise of the Incas, and then we really want to get the what's it called, the Game of Thrones one.
Oh, we got the game shelf going on.
I forget what the water one is called. We don't have it, but I want that one.
We don't have the water one either.
Oh, Ships and Seafarers, I think.
Nice. The space one is really cool. It's really cool, and they have the like a different like the actual like board game itself is like different. Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen the space one.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. We played it once. Yeah.
I hope to get into board games heavily soon when my kids can comprehend what's happening. Yeah. We're trying to play Battleship and that didn't work too well.
Yeah, they're too young right now. My kids are actually just getting into it, so it's pretty fresh now.
Not happening. Like I haven't even played video games. Like I'm dying to play video games heavily now since like my son's starting to comprehend like what is going on the screen since they're all playing their little video games on the side. Like I want a Wii, like or not a Wii,
get a
Nintendo Switch. I want a Switch. I want to play Switch. But
I love the Switch.
Get that Ninja Turtles. Oh man!
Like I want to do all that. I want to play Mario Kart so badly. But soon enough, like Venus is doing her best to keep our kids away from video games like that for as long as she can. Because
That's fair.
yeah,
But
I'm
definitely
I'm
that was one. The kids thing was one of the things that I was like waiting for Lego. I was like, I'm gonna get way more into it when I have kids. And I was like driving, and I was like, even if I have a kid today, right now, they're not going to be playing with Lego for like 5 more years. I'm like, I don't want to wait 5 more years.
True.
And I like turned around and went to Target, and I was like, Harry Potter wave. Let's
Oh my god, that's like what I did, except with just the Darth Vader thing. I just woke up that day and I was like, I'm gonna build Lego today, and I was like, I'm going to Target. I went to Target after the Darth Vader.
Actually, I just seen Duplo that floats now. There's bath toys.
Yeah, there's bath toys. Yeah, those are great. No, fine. We would have played with Duplo, but like I wouldn't. Like I had. So I have like so many sets like in box and bagged at my dad's house, like just like sad and being like, we're waiting for you when you're ready. And then like, and I've always been one to like anthropomorphize like my stuffed animals. Like I feel bad for stuffed animals that are like thrown out of the car. Like I feel like they're abandoned, and it like breaks my
Very
I
feelings.
used to feel that way too. I feel that.
Yeah, when I was a child, I would rotate out my stuffed animals so none of them would feel like left behind. Like I hated being left behind. Yeah. And so I would like rotate them out and be like, yeah, it was anyway.
I wonder what's going on.
I think we all did that after the movie.
Yeah, right.
After the first one. I did that.
Toy Story?
Yeah, I did that. After the first one came out when we were all 4 of us young, like that was it. Like that literally changed the way I thought about my toys.
Did you guys watch Lightyear?
Not yet. Yeah, not yet. I will though.
No, I won't say anything.
Then, wait. We went to go watch like Jurassic World Dominion like right away.
How?
Like when we got back.
Yeah. I don't want to sidetrack too much.
Yeah, no, that's a hardcore sidetrack. But Ezra loved it. Like, it was like one movie he wanted to watch for a very long time, and he enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
Good to hear that.
But going back to the line of conversation, which we
got.
I
don't remember what the last question was.
Yeah, what was it? You don't even remember? Whoops. Okay, so we were talking about you like meeting up with like in IRL with your pop friends. But did that make you more comfortable meeting us?
Oh, I've been meeting people from the internet for years.
Oh God.
Yeah. So remember I told you my Discord friends that I met on Reddit in 2018. And I think in 2019 I met up with the first ones in Fort Lauderdale. We were going to be in Fort Lauderdale for a wedding, and one of them lived in Fort Lauderdale with his wife. And so my husband was like a groomsman and stuff. So he had stuff to do. And I was like, I'll go meet up with Yoko and his wife. And his name's not actually Yoko, but that's just his username. And
handle.
She like looked at me funny every time I would call him Yoko, because his name's Dave. And it's like, what? And I was like, sorry, I can't go back to calling you Dave when your name is Yoko. So Yoko was the first one. Met a guy named Rex. His name's also not Rex, it's Charles.
You could just dime me out their real names on it.
Right? Yeah, it's fine. And then like actually this past January I met my friend TFB at Disney. And he's TFB because he was that Funko bitch on Reddit. Nice. Yeah. So we just call him TFB. Yeah, so I've been meeting friends from online for a bit, so this wasn't too different.
But was this like overly intense this time around? Because you met, how many people did you meet like at this convention? Because this will be
I feel like Shy is really wanting you to be like, it was crazy, it was like absurd. So I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I guess I haven't really said what I thought about it. Like, Brick World Chicago.
There you go. That was my segue. Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, nice. It was incredible. It was like such a blast. I had such a good time, and I've told a few people, already who were asking me, because they followed me either randomly because they saw me through like suggested friends and things like that. It was just. I think I was going into this thinking, oh, I know I'll be like alone, but I think I'll still have a lot of fun. And I was expecting to maybe feel left out and maybe, like just feel left out. But it was like the exact opposite. I felt so included by like nobody made me feel like less than a fan because I just started building sets a month and a half ago. Nobody made me. I felt so welcome. And that's like I got like goosebumps. It makes me feel like warm because I felt so welcome by the community, like meeting Cody and Brian and Jill and Martin and Thomas, Shy, like Danny. I met Lego Danny Bob. I was like fangirling a little bit. Like Claire, everybody was so nice. I could not believe. I mean, I extended my stay. I was going to leave Saturday.
Oh, really?
I was going to leave Saturday at 5 p.m. and then Friday morning, I was just like in bed, hungover. I was just checking my email and I got a thing that was just like, are you flexible with your dates from American Airlines? Like, you can switch your date at no cost. And I was like texting people. I was just like, should I stay an extra day? And it's like, I'm just going to do it. So I did it and then stayed till Sunday. No regrets. That
Nice.
I got to stay for the after dark stuff, for the garage sale, did medieval times with Aubrey and Cole and Tan Jam. I just had the time of my life, for real.
Nice. And this was your first Lego convention?
My first Lego thing. Yeah.
Lego thing.
Yeah.
Lego thing.
I mean, Lego anything. I don't know what other stuff, Lego events there are, right? But yeah.
She built her first Lego set like a month ago.
True.
That's
Yeah.
like 0 to 100 like super quick.
No, it's great.
Really?
It's super great, as it should be. And it's like, instead of like dilly-dallying and twiddling your thumbs and just like looking at people having fun, like other influencers going to these things, you're just like, screw it, I'm gonna go. And it's also like the best like litmus test, I think, to be like, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna like get more involved, like I might as well meet the people right away and see.
Yeah.
So it was smart.
Well, I think what was like a little different-ish is that I have this social media, this Instagram presence. So people were watching me get into Lego. And my followers who were followers that like Funko, like maybe they're not big collectors, but they're just normal people who like Funko or like collectibles. They're like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're getting into Lego because I collect some Lego. Or, oh my God, I used to collect Lego when I was little and I haven't collected it so long and I saw you start building. So I got a Lego set because you got it. And like I got the Mando helmet because or not the Mando, the Boba Fett helmet. You know, like, and then the Lego people are now finding me. And so being at this convention where people were recognizing me and coming up, I was just like, why? Like, how? And they're like, oh, because of Thomas, because of Martin. I did a reel with Martin, Brick Snaps. And the amount of people who came up to me being like, oh, I saw your reel with Martin. I was just like, oh my God, like that was not my intention at all. I was just like, I had this one idea and I approached him about it and he was like down for it.
That's okay. Yeah, I think I've seen that when he was making like the bobbleheads or something.
When I passed through my
okay.
Funko. Yeah, when I was like passing it through, because I was like, well, my idea was like to do a minifig, but he was like, I feel like that would be too small. So then he did his own little whatever thingies he has.
Yeah. Okay.
The best part about Brick World Chicago was the people, because I think what happened was I got a small Millennium Falcon, not the UCS, the small one, and so I posted it on my Instagram stories, and Martin was the one who said like, oh my God, you're just like, you just fell into this hole. And a lot of us have witnessed this. And I was like, it's the small one.
There you go. No, it's not. That's exactly it.
That's
So I
we
kind
knew.
of-
We're like,
did you get the like micro one or did you get the play set that's like
I got the, like, what, 1,000, I don't know.
like
Yeah,
the
the
play
playset.
set, I'm guessing.
So I have a couple things to say, not to take away from like your experience, but I think there's a lot of people in the last 2 years that have gotten into Lego the same way that may or may not be on social media. And I think a lot of them have like, you see them at the store and they're like, oh yeah, like last week I got my first Lego set and they've got like $1,000 worth of bags of Lego in hand. And they're just like, and I remember Emily was like telling me like she quit. Like I think they gave like either her cousin or her sister, I don't know who it was, but someone in their like extended family, they gave like a Lego set as a gift, and then they went back and bought an entire wave of Harry Potter. And she was like, "Oh my God, what have I created?" And I think, and I do believe that this is happening a lot, which is why they're marketing towards the 18 plus, the icons. You know, people are like, "Oh my God, an NES," and then they love the experience so much they go back and they pick like another, you know, like another item that gives them some kind of nostalgic tinglings. And so I think, and I'm 100% not trying to take away from your experience, but I think it's
that's
particularly common that's happening right now. It's just you captured it on camera, essentially on social, and you probably brought a lot of people down with you. And I mean down in the financial and that's it. Everything else, you know, it's like everything else is positive. There's only good that can come from here. But obviously, like you already have some healthy boundaries with collecting, and I'm really curious to see how you manifest that into Lego. And like, what I'm curious about is like when you decide, and if you decide, and it does happen pretty commonly, if you decide to go outside of your theme. So like if you start collecting things that aren't Star Wars, or if you might, I don't know if you have already, but if you get a Lego set that's not Star Wars, I'm really curious to see like what that leads into, because that's where things get really difficult, is like when you start collecting multiple themes.
And then go backwards in time to grab the stuff that you wish you got.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't, and obviously, like, you have no problem buying aftermarket things if you've purchased, you know, Funkos and stuff in the aftermarket, and like, you know, the figs that you bought this past weekend and stuff. So it's just really, it's fun. It's really fun watching your journey. I think it's great that you captured it, because I think it's very common that people are doing this, and it's cool to see it happening with us. It's like, we're a bunch of like old bats that are like gatekeeping this hobby unintentionally. And, you know, we're like, oh, you didn't grow up, you know, like, you know, snotting all over your Lego, and you don't have that same Lego lying around. You just like,
how many years do you have?
Yeah. How many like retired sets do you have from?
That you I've already had like one comment, which is honestly shocking considering the amount of nasty comments I've received in the past for just other random things like unboxing my pops. But I had one comment. So I did a reel. Just where I was like, oh, let me show all the things I built in May, like all the Lego sets I built. So I was like showing them off and then doing like to this little song and then transitioning. And I got a comment that was something like huffing and puffing because they're all new sets. And I was like, yeah, they are new sets because I just started buying it literally 4 weeks ago. That's what I built in a month. But whatever, I think I just like ignored it or something.
Did you not know that Lego was only created for a small group of people and nobody else can get into the hobby because the company
only those who have been collecting since they were
only that's it. That's the only people who can enjoy it, because a company can exist with only these people buying it. Anyway,
you need a VIP card.
I'm sure you've like, so Emily has, unfortunately, you can see in her comments, she gets like a fair share of like hate because she is relatively like a new lover of the hobby in the last like few years, and it's honestly it's not even that new at this point.
But she has enjoyed watching my downfall for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and like, you know, and her husband is like the old school, like, you know, fan, the Star Wars fan that comes in with like all the knowledge that nobody needs, and so it's just interesting that you'll always get that. You'll absolutely always get that. I remember even Sans, my boyfriend, saw my first video, and it was like a review on like a Lego display case, and I just like put the ones that I had in front of me, which was like a couple of Disney CMFs or whatever. I was just like showing what you could put in it, and he was like, oh, she's a new fan. He was presumptuous about me and was like, oh, she's just like kind of she's like COVID getting into the hobby, because like that's all that I show. And it was like, yeah, exactly. And he's just like, whatever. And then like, and this is ridiculous too, but like, and then I started pulling out sets that he like, you know, fantasized as a child that I had. And he was like, oh my God, like, you know, heart-shaped eyes or whatever. But that's so stupid. That is so dumb if you think about it. And that's like.
I think ignoring it is the best way, because it's only going to, even once you have a lot of sets, people are just like, oh, they're just sets. She doesn't have mocks.
No,
so she's not a real fan.
Literally,
there's always something.
I'm waiting for that. Yeah.
So you guys brought up a good point about like, a mixture of things, which I'm comparing. Sorry, if you can hear my daughter background, like she's like literally screaming outside like my door. So like, I'm in the motorcycle community world, especially the club one specifically. And what I've noticed, and I was in that mentality for a little bit where I'm like, oh, there's a lot of new Lego fans. More so like now it's harder for me to get stuff that I want. That's literally how I was picturing that. But if I'm gonna compare myself here versus the other community that I'm also a part of, it's a good thing to have more people join the community, because the motorcycle community, especially the club side, is dying significantly, and everybody's hurting for memberships. Not only because in some time in the near future, Harleys are going to be done, can't do gas, so that's done. And then kids or young adults now don't want to get involved in drama and BS, and they don't like to join organizations and stuff like that. They like to kind of be free spirited and do all that kind of stuff. So like that is also killing it. So like the MC world is getting hard to pass on the whole lifestyle behind it, and it's a problem throughout like the entire community, for small clubs to the ones you see hurting each other on TV. Like they're all hurting. So I've come to it, and I'm like, having new people like Jean come in is a good thing. Mm-hmm. That means like she's bringing in like another 15,000 eyes to like the fandom. So that only challenges like social norms, like Lego norms, company norms that are currently being good or bad to the community. So it's a good thing that people are coming in. Like it's kind of sad when you see people leave, because then it's like
Yeah.
No, it needs to be like, for a hobby to like stay relevant, it needs to like stay current. And I mean that in like from a social technological perspective, which is why like it's so frustrating when you see conventions being not welcoming to social media creators.
Yeah.
And no shame on, you know, Lego Masters, but like in a couple of years that show's not going to exist, and those people are going to be forgotten.
A lot of that commentary.
Yeah.
A lot of commentary on that.
Yeah, and it's just like the show's not going to exist, and those people like new young faces are not going to know who they are, but social media creators are only going to get bigger and bigger, and they're only going to bring more attention. And I think there's like all these old crotchety lugs that are like, no, we don't like social media because, you know, it's just like a bunch of like girls showing their cleavage and X, Y, and Z. And like, I even like sometimes am reactionary towards that. But the reality is like these people are bringing in new faces and keeping this hobby relevant. So you like just don't go die in your basement. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like why to like fight the system? And it's like for example, like I'm really turned off by like the Women's Brick Initiative. It's not modernizing itself. It's not doing anything. And it's like, it's not the face that it should be. That's my personal opinion. Everyone has their own opinion. But like, I just think that it's choosing to fight and like headbutt against the next wave of creators and the next wave of fans is only going to backfire.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, like talking about all this, like this same thing has happened in the Funko community. Like that Discord that I was talking about with all my friends, I think I'm the only one who still actively collects Funko, and I don't even collect that much Funko. Like there's not much Funko coming in because I'm only waiting for Star Wars stuff, some Marvel, and I don't collect everything. So it has to be something that it's like, okay, is this a new character? Because Funko just loves repeating old characters, and I'm sure that it's the same thing in Lego where you just recreate the same sets. You know, Landspeeder, I saw a lot about Landspeeder.
She knows. She's
yeah. So, yeah, same thing. Like, so my Discord friends, they all know about my Instagram. They're just constantly like shitting on the Funko stuff, and they're like, Funko is dead. Like they love to say that stuff, and I was like, honestly, it's not. Like, because I joined a year ago, actually around a time when I was thinking of purging all my pops, except for like a select, like the Rebels line. I would never get rid of that. Lord of the Rings, I would never get rid of that. But I was thinking of purging it until I was like, oh, well, I need content. I need stuff to take pictures of. And that's when I noticed, I was like, oh my God, there's a lot of people who started the hobby because of the pandemic, started their Instagram because of the pandemic, found some nostalgic aspect, you know, in collecting. Like there's people who start collecting Funko like today, like so recent, like every day. So I was like, this is far from dying.
Yeah, see, we all have one.
Sans just gave Ryan a Funko Pop for like a gift.
They make cute gifts. I mean, it's just
they're great gifts.
Pop culture. It's called pop because pop culture, and they're gonna make something for everybody. Because somebody is going to be like, "Oh, those things are ugly," but then they're going to make a I Dream of Jeannie, and you're gonna be like, "I love I Dream of Jeannie. I'm only gonna have I Dream of Jeannie." Like, you know?
Yeah.
Even for people.
Politicians and I feel like wasn't there like a Ruth Bader Ginsburg one? I feel like there's like even there's like social icons as well.
Yeah, they started making American history ones, which are targeting teachers. Like, okay, now teachers are gonna have these, you know, in their classrooms and things like that.
They also made the gold ones if you don't like the big heads. I don't know if you've seen those ones.
The gold ones?
Yeah, there's other things, right, with that pop, like that Funko Pops does. That's not because they do the mini ones. Is that?
They make mystery minis. They make Funko sodas. They make
sodas.
Rock candy. The sodas are new.
They make board games. They collaborate. Like I have like a couple board games that the figurines are made of Funko, and it's like from a vinyl perspective, they're some of the better ones out there. There we go.
That's a rock candy, right? Oh no, I think that's just a vinyl figure. It looks a lot like a rock candy, but
Funko Gold.
Yeah, I wonder how limited that was. The thing about Funko, is that they try to make things and like they just throw stuff to the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Lego does
And
that a lot.
oh, I'm sure, yeah. And I was actually smiling, thinking like, I'll bet you they're gonna say Lego does this too. But like the thing is that they'll do things that I really love, like rock candy. And then they stop, and I was like, I was all in on this rock candy, and then you just dropped it. I was collecting the DC Bombshells collection.
Okay. So
So
I
there
didn't know
was,
those were Funko. Okay.
Right.
yeah, there's also been Dorbs. There's also been, right, I mean, the sodas, but the sodas have really taken off. But I think part of what helped the sodas take off is the exclusivity, because every soda will have a chase. And
Yeah.
that means that every 1 in 6 will be different. And so people will buy a whole case of it just to make sure they're guaranteed the chase. But some will be store exclusives, like Hot Topic exclusive soda, where they have a limit of 2. So you can't buy a chase and guarantee you can't buy a case and guarantee a chase kind of thing. So those have really taken off. And I was like, I'm not getting into Funko soda. And now I have like 5. But they're only Star Wars.
See, that chase feeling is what I don't get from Lego. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
get
can't
that
imagine
feeling.
how you do that, like a whole set that's a chase.
Well, they did that with the CMS with the
Yeah, they had
they've done that before with the
CMS.
Mr. Gold stuff, and it didn't really pan well for Lego because a lot of fans were pissed.
I can
They
see them
did
doing it with the Brickheads, like
with Brickhead. Yeah, I can
Brickhead
see that.
chase.
Oh yeah,
Well, they have the Comic-Con Brickheads.
yeah. But
which
the
are kinda
Comic Con
chase.
stuff to begin with.
Comic-Con exclusives, or
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
Comic Con exclusives for. With
There
that
is there is a whole world of Lego that's like incredibly difficult to get your hands on and incredibly exclusive, but like a lot of fans don't want it. They don't like that. They're not interested in it. Like, Sans is like a big fan of it, like a big fan of it because like he enjoys that part of it, but like you don't have to get into it
Yeah.
for Lego. Like Lego does it in a way that like you buy the whole like wave of, or like you kind of like, they kind of get you to want to buy the whole theme of something by like putting, you know, like all the sets together on like the back of the box or in the instructions, but they don't push the chase the same way like other companies do. But if
Yeah.
you want it, it does exist in
Fair.
like a quieter way. Yeah. Like there's the Comic-Con stuff. There's like stuff that is given to like employees and at like manager conventions. There's store exclusives that are there that are like only like during store openings. There's regional exclusives like all over Asia. They have like
Right.
when the boutique hotel is like the mantra that came out this year on January 1st.
Yeah.
And like in China, I think one of the promos was this like hotel card
Oh yeah, the card. The key
that
card, yeah.
looked like a key card for like a hotel. Like that only came out there. And
Just
like
random
Monkey Kid
things.
is like a whole theme that's like targeted to that demographic in that region. And they have promos that are specific to that are Monkey Kid that you can only get in those regions. So like it
Exclusive
exists.
stuff,
Yeah, it exists. It's like you can really Bricklink, if like you're interested in, is like really where you can find a lot of that
I have
information.
a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Oh yeah, go
You
for it.
mentioned the regional thing, and now I'm wondering. So, before I was ever into Lego, like I said, I was talking about my Discord group. So
Mhm.
we'll have things like everybody's birthday, like we all know when the birthdays are, and we'll kind of like crowdfund birthday gifts.
Mhm.
And so, but we'll push people to like update your wish list. Your birthday's coming up. And this
Mhm.
girl's birthday in December, she had these Lego sets in there. I remember I was the one who was buying it, and I would have like come in here, and then I package it up for her and put a card in it and send it to her. And I was like having a hard time finding these sets, and they were only in Japan, and they were like fairy tale book something.
Oh
like,
yeah, those were in the Asia, Australia, like
but they're
that.
real, right?
Yeah, they're real.
It was like the Jack and the Beanstalk and the Alice in Wonderland, and like, and they're like little pieces. But I remember just looking it up, and I was just like, "Is this fake?" Because I'm very wary of buying stuff in China or Japan, Funko wise, because usually
Yeah.
that means they're fakes. Like,
So that's why Bricklink is great, because it is like, yeah, it has it there. It has like the set that's there, has the information on it, and it'll show you all the stores that have it and stuff. It's real. Yeah.
yeah,
It's-
okay,
Like
Yeah.
I had to,
Yeah.
I love those. I love like I love books, and so I love Lego books, and so like Holly from Australia got me one of them because like she was able to grab one, and then I've had to go on Bricklink and like get the rest. But yeah. like yes, that was real.
yeah, okay, interesting, cool.
I think the differences between both of our communities, though, as far as the chase thing, I think a lot of it has to do with the ability for people to make the set that is exclusive on their own. Whereas in Funko, you can't really build it. It's just
Yeah.
you either have it or you don't.
Yeah,
So aside from like the exclusive, like maybe print that you could probably find on its own. For the most part, a lot of like the regional exclusives, like the this, I'm just using this as an example, the new gift for purchase. Let's just use this as an example.
Yeah.
You could essentially make this whole thing without having to buy this thing,
Yeah.
as opposed to like trying to find the vinyl.
That feeling though you get when you find a Chase pop just randomly in a store, you're like, wait a minute, is that?
I've never
I'm
found a
grabbing
chase
that.
I wanted in store.
Really?
Yeah, I'm at the point now where usually, like, if I want a chase of something, I just buy it, like, on eBay, like, aftermarket, like, $20, I'll pay $20 for a chase, $25.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
why waste your time?
Yeah, well, also, yeah, why waste my time? And also just, sometimes I'll post, like, oh, yeah, I need this chase, and then a shop will reach out to me and be like, hey, I can just send you the chase. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
But there's also not a lot of stuff I want. Like, I think the last real chase I wanted was, I was going to ask you, Shy, which Bo-Katan you have? Is it the Mandalorian or the Clone Wars one?
I have the Mandalorian. No, sorry, Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. Because there was a chase Bo-Katan for the
Yeah.
Mandalorian line, and I got the one. Yeah, this was the chase I got. The other one just has her helmet, and I was like, why would you do two helmeted ones? Because the Clone Wars, it's almost like the same one.
See, so Funko messes stuff up too. Look at that, Lego fans.
Oh, God, they mess up so much more. Something you all said earlier about Lego. Claire was talking about how last summer everybody hated Lego LegoCon stuff, and then this year they listened. Funko does not listen. Funko doesn't listen. They mess up so much, and after so many conventions, they've been around since like 2010. You would think that they're used to like con exclusive releases, and they mess up in some new way every time.
Well, Lego messes up a lot more than
Depends who you ask with Lego. They'll tell you that they're a disaster. They're the worst company ever of all time.
I feel like with my friends in this Discord group who have been collecting Funko for a long time and are more casual Lego collectors, they're always just like, oh my God, Lego is just so great. Like, it's such a much better it's obviously a much better and reputable company than Funko is a baby, in comparison.
Yeah, Lego's definitely much older.
Like, they're seasoned. So like they have all of that behind them, I think.
But the reality is that any fandom though, people that know a lot about it will find the holes and they'll complain about it. So
I think the reality is that people are always you can't keep everyone happy.
You can't keep everyone happy. And then like with Lego, I'm like literally scratching the surface. I would say like Funko's awesome because it does all these IPs that Lego never would. They don't have like, a specific like philosophical, moral, like high ground that they're taking. And so that they don't have like these hoops that they have created for themselves that they need to jump through. They're not like the self-proclaimed family friendly company. You know what I mean? There's like all these things that like you could just list off. The fact that they release new stuff all the time and like people may like the chase thing. There's like a lot of things that you could say about both. But yeah, Lego definitely like from a production perspective, it certainly seems like Lego has it together. I mean, they are, this incredible toy brand for a reason, and they've been around for a very long time. But man, fans are brutal no matter what.
I think it comes with ups and downs all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's always going to be something you like, and then they'll do something you don't.
But isn't it also like fun to like kind of pick at things? Like I think sometimes you're like, well, I would prefer this or I prefer that. I mean, otherwise, like, what are you going to talk about with your friends? You're gonna be like,
of course, just
I
like
love everything about them. They're amazing. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we finally got Fast and Furious Speed Champions, and I'm like, why not the Supra though? Like, but you got what you wanted, right? Like, no.
Oh no,
it's like, oh my God, we want more Clone Wars pops, and then we get like another Bo-Katan.
No, I was just on the phone with Sans, and he's like, he was watching like an interview, or it was just like the Speed Champions designer of like the two new ones that are coming out.
Racing Break.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like a really good. He said, I haven't watched it yet, but like he's super into James Bond right now. He's like loving it, so he's like even more excited. But of course, he's like, I don't understand. Why did they give him a wrench and not a gun? Like, how does James Bond not have a gun? And it's like, well. I mean, we know exactly why. That's fine.
And they gave Dom a wrench.
Yeah, and it's just funny because like, but it's like you're always, and it's like, are you kidding? We have not just more Speed Champions, but we have Speed Champions that have like IPs now, and it's like really exciting and it's really cool. And anyway,
but
we've got to find something. Yeah,
always. Yeah.
There's a butt, Ninja.
I'm just saying, there's always a but. Like, we got what we wanted, but
no, for real. So like now that you're in our community, officially, I guess you can say that. I don't know if you really could, but like, because I don't know what officially means.
I know, that's why I was just like, I don't feel like I'm in it, but like
You're in it now.
they're really sweet. They're
Hey,
like,
Shy's
you're in
You're
it.
in it. You're in it. You're in it. You bought a Lego set and you shared it. You're now in it.
And people know about
People
it.
know you like Lego, so you're in the
Yeah,
community.
I'm inspiring people or influencing people to buy Lego. Oh my god, the amount of Funko collectors, like the ones that are in the Funko community who are collectible pages who have started because of me is fun. That's been fun to watch too.
See, that's kind of why I asked you that Brickhead question, because I wonder how many Funko fans would cross over.
I doubt they
Brickheads,
would
like,
want
you
the
know?
Brickheads, but there's a lot of people. I mean, the other thing is that a lot of some of these accounts of these girls, not a lot, will be like females who are like, oh yeah, my husband's been building Lego, but now I'm wanting to build a Lego, you know? Yeah.
I think the best thing, I don't know if you've experienced this, when you convince people in like your real, like your not fake life, but real life, like people that you've known for years outside of Lego, outside of collectibles, like, and you convince them into the hobby and now they collect or they start making content because of it and stuff. That's, I don't know why that like seems like the
I don't think
most.
that's ever going to happen to me. I don't know anybody who would start collecting Lego.
Really?
Yeah, I know. That's how sad it is. That's why I'm so glad I found Emily locally.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, a nerdy girl.
You
Like,
gotta put the bouquet in front of them. Sometimes I think that's good. That's like a good entry level one. It's like,
yeah.
Let me
the
just
bouquet.
let me adjust these flowers real quick.
I have turned maybe 3 people in my motorcycle club. 3 scary looking people in my motorcycle club. It's really funny when they're like talking to me about like Lego stuff that they should not know, you know? Like,
Yeah.
how do you know this? So I'm like, you're obviously paying attention somewhere. I know you don't watch YouTube. So like, where are you getting this information? Like, oh, I found it on Instagram. I'm like, wow. So like, it can happen. You just haven't gave them the right thing yet.
Yeah, well, sometimes occasionally I share stuff into my personal and I'll be like, oh, by the way, I'm into Lego now. And I did get like some friends who were like, oh my god, I like Lego, or oh, I haven't built in a while, but nobody's really come out and been like, I'm buying Lego now because of you. Personal.
No, that's true. I don't really post Lego stuff on my personal one either. I think maybe once.
Oh, my
yeah.
personal account is like
Like
tumbleweeds. Like,
I don't.
Oh yeah, I haven't posted on my personal account in like I think like 2 years.
I post, but it's like photo dumps like once a month, once every 2 months.
Yeah.
This is
I
what
just share
post for 2
stories
months.
when people tag me in something.
Yeah, I should post something, but like I also don't care. Like it doesn't matter. I honestly feel like my little micro community, like my little, like Lego micro community, like cares more about my life than my like actual
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Bars.
I've
yes.
started sharing more of my life on my Instagram too, because I think actually people like to see that. Like, they don't want to know everything I'm doing, like, but they want to know like the funny things, the packages, my dogs. Like, so I do, my stories get a lot more personal and a lot like, I post these coffee things every morning, almost every morning, that like, I was like, oh, I started doing it for fun, and then I stopped for like a couple of days, and then people were like, where are the coffee things? And I was like, oh, you liked it? So then I just kept doing it, and now like it is a thing that if I don't post by 10 or 11 my time, it's just like I can't wake up until you say good morning to me. Thing. So and it's nothing to do with Funko or Lego or nerdy thing. I mean, my mugs are nerdy.
Community,
yeah. It's like a thing that's a part of me.
It's also smart to do that stuff because you're creating like a picture or like an image, and like even if it's intentional or not, it's like it's like an accessible. You're an accessible or a seemingly accessible person. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's relatable, and people like that. People.
Oh god, yeah. And I talk to everybody because sometimes I would get a random just DM like because somebody liked the song I chose for my little coffee thing.
Right.
Or because someone liked the mug I was using, and it's just conversation starter. And I try to engage as much as I can with everybody so that they know like, yeah, you can talk to me anytime about nerdy stuff. I'm here to chat.
Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, especially if you have a Discord, it's like you're there to chat and stuff like that. But also like it's part of the package of like the influencer, because like the reason the influencer is better than like a commercial on TV is because it's like a person that seems like they're at arm's length, because they are at arm's length.
More relatable. Yeah.
So we've gone past our time, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was just like, when was the cutoff?
No, it's good. No, it's good because I did have a few more questions to ask, so like we could just save it for another time at another episode featured down the line.
Part 2.
Another
Oh,
part
thank
2. It's been happening lately. Also before the fact, because I'm now trying to be somewhat prepared for these episodes. So I have been like writing stuff down unlike before. So
Yeah.
We'll just cut it off here. So I guess we can just end it by saying like thank you for coming on
And welcome.
and welcome to the community. So many people have already done it, like have already welcomed you in. So hopefully you're here to stay.
This is my first time on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. So I don't even have a YouTube presence. So I was like, I think, yeah,
Is
maybe I should.
that was like something I was gonna get into. Sorry, my kids are now like really awake.
Full
in
force.
full screen mode. It's like they're just screaming. That I was gonna ask, but we could just table that. So
Yeah, we'll table it. Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's an official welcome into YouTube, Lego. I mean, anybody who watches your channel, it's thank you for having me and thank you for welcoming me as awesome as it has been.
Nice.
well, with that being said, does anyone have anything before we roll that music? Nope. Let's
Nope.
roll that music. Peace. Oh, thanks.
That was fresh. That was fresh.
That was definitely fresh. Having outside perspective. is always good.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's why I was like, you can keep talking forever.
Good. That's happening.
You have fun. It's good.
I really